Hi, good evening. So I went out last night and then I've had a couple of jobs today, and really my hair kind of it does need a wash, but it really needs a wash to do a restyle because I've had it a certain way for a couple of days, but I just didn't have time to do the wash and more the drying. And the thing is, once it's washed, it's really clean and fresh and slippery, and then I can't style it how I want to, so it's almost depends what I'm going to wash it for and why. It's a long story. Anyway, the point is, this is what I do, or this is one of the things I do when I want to kind of look like I've done something with my hair. If I'm going to a job where I want to feel a little bit more polished and dressed, or a little bit different, other than just chucking it in a bun. But that it takes seconds, it takes no product, you know, I don't have to put more products in my hair because it's already got loads in it from when I washed it a few days ago. So when I washed it, I obviously put my mousse in it, my normal routine, my heat protector, my mousse. My heat protector is Moroccan oil, my mousse is Charles Worthington, I want to say. And then Owlnet spray to style, and Moroccan oil lacquer finishing spray to sort of set. And those have obviously been in my hair on a texturizing spray, which one I think I'm using Moroccan oil texturizing spray as well. I love the range, I love the smell, it's like my absolute favourite smell. So that's what's been in my hair the last few days. So it's got a lot of products in it, it's quite pliable, I can do stuff with it, but I mean the roots probably, you know, they're ready for a bit of a wash. So basically I mean if it stayed looking like this would be fabulous, but it won't. So what I do is I divide my hair up into 4 sections. The first is my fringe, so I'm not using any heat products, I'm not using any styling products, I'm using just my fingers to manipulate my hair into what I want. And I start the fringe, I sort of take a bit of a triangle, can you see that shape at the front of my head, and give that little brush through with my favourite, my Denman brush, which I do use for most of my 1940s styles. And I always make my fingers into a shape of a gun, and 2 fingers, and I wrap the hair around, and I'm trying to make a barrel. Now obviously my hair has been styled in many different ways, so the ends aren't perfect, so I make sure the ends are tucked in under, and then I use a Kirby grip to slide along the barrel, the base of the barrel, and into my scalp to catch that barrel in place. Now this next 2 sections are even, so they're from behind my ear down to the nape of my neck on both sides. Now if I was doing it properly, maybe I'd be perfect at doing those with a comb, but I'm not going to because it's just me. So I take those bits out of the way, and then this back piece of hair, all the hair that's left, gets gathered into a ponytail, and that hair ponytail gets brushed smoothly up into a high pony. So I'm going to twist around a little bit if I can to show you what I'm doing. I mean, I have broken hair at the back of my neck, so that's really hard to get up, but I do the best I can do for smoothing those sides up into a ponytail. I mean, I could have done with pinning those side sections, really just get them out of the way. So there you go, so that's a really high ponytail on top of my head, and I take an elastic, a very fine elastic, and just put that up. Let me just turn this camera a little bit. So let's get back on track. Make this into a nice high pony. And I'm going to do the cardinal sin of pulling that tight like that. Not great for the hair. Just leave that way, leave that just to sit there, and then I'm going to take these 2 sections again, and I'm going to brush and roll them around my finger like I did with the front barrel at the top. So gun shape, rolling that around to make a tube and twisting that right onto the top of my head. I'm just holding it in place with a finger so I can then get the Kirby grip to slide along where the finger was. So I'm attaching to the scalp and along the inside of the barrel. And let's do the same with this side. Now the good thing about doing this hairstyle when you have got a few day old hair is that it's got a lot of product in it, like I keep banging on about, so it's pliable, it's not slippery, it's not difficult. It's had curls in it already because that's what my hair has been for the past few days. Oh, there's this side, one side's always trickier. Let me brush that again. And so in theory it will do a lot more of what I want to do with it than if it was just clean washed hair. Although this is a great style for clean washed hair as well, as long as you try and control it the best you can, because it means you don't have to put any heat products on it. So you don't have to do anything with your hair apart from pinning it into place, and it looks like you've done a lot to your hair. So those two, that's not a perfect one. I always struggle with that side. And I might just get another little grip and just smooth that up a little bit and pin around the back, just so it doesn't look too baggy at the sides. Let's do the same with this one. When it looks baggy and wide at the sides, it can look a bit rubbish. That one is not great at all. But seeing we're a bit tight on time, we're into 6 minutes now. I'm just going to pin this in and hope for the best. Okay, so now we're going to take this big top ponytail and divide that into maybe 4 sections, doesn't really matter. Basically what you're trying to create is a lot of loops on the top of the head, so these sections in the front are kind of all brought together and just look a little bit cute and a little bit like they've got like a little bit of a gang going on. So it's a fake way of putting a nice 40s top style in, but a very quick way of doing it. So again, around my fingers, like a gun, rolling down and then pinning to the top of my head. This is a terrible way to do things because you end up looking up underneath your eyes and giving yourself a lot of wrinkles. Pin that in, and then I'm going to get the back. I'm going to split that maybe into 3 sections, roll them in. And I'm just rolling it in and pinning against the top of my head and covering up that hairband as I'm doing it. So you can't really see that it was ever a ponytail, it just looks like a lot of sort of round barrels. Got one more curvy grip left. One in, I'm trying to rush this a little bit. Final curl, one little teeny one left. Let's get that pinned in. So if I spin around now, have a little fiddle with those. In theory, you can see a nice little halo of curls at the top. Oh, what's that? So that's my quick 1940s kind of updo, just to get me at the house and looking like I've done something, but it hasn't really taken me that long to do. Could be better, but it's kind of a quick and easy thing to do.